It was an ordinary Wednesday morning when Sarah, a young woman living in a cozy apartment in the city, decided to clean out her closet. It wasn't something she did often, but the weather was too dreary for outdoor plans, and the idea of getting organised seemed like a productive way to spend the day. She pulled out an old box from the back of the closet. It was dusty and looked like it hadn't been opened in years. Curious, Sarah blew off the dust and opened the box. Inside, she found an assortment of old family photographs, letters, and trinkets. But what caught her eye was a small, ornate key wrapped in a velvet cloth. She held it in her hand, turning it over and over. It was unlike any key she had ever seen. It was small, with delicate engravings and a strange symbol carved into the metal. Sarah couldn't remember ever seeing it before, nor did she recognize the symbol. Her grandmother, who had passed away the previous year, had always been full of mysterious stories about their family's history. Perhaps, Sarah thought, this key was linked to one of those stories. The thought of her grandmother sparked a mix of curiosity and nostalgia. She immediately decided to investigate. Sarah spent the next hour going through old family albums and letters, hoping to find a clue about the key's origin. She found nothing that directly explained its purpose, but the letters revealed something intriguing. Her grandmother had lived in a large house on the outskirts of the city, a place Sarah had visited only a few times when she was a child. The house had been sold after her grandmother's passing, and Sarah hadn't thought about it much since. With a sense of excitement building inside her, Sarah grabbed her coat and decided to take a trip to the old house. She hadn't been there in years, and the idea of reconnecting with her grandmother's past felt right. When she arrived, the house looked almost the same as she remembered, grand and imposing, though slightly weathered by time. The current owners were a couple with young children, but they were out for the day, leaving Sarah with a chance to explore. She made her way around the back, where she knew there was a small shed. Her grandmother had often talked about how she used to store special items in that shed, though Sarah never really understood what she meant. The shed door creaked open, revealing shelves filled with old gardening tools, crates, and various odds and ends. Then she saw it, a small wooden chest tucked away in a corner. It looked ancient, covered in cobwebs. Her heart raced. Could this be the place the key belonged to? She approached it carefully, her hands trembling as she took out the small key and inserted it into the chest's lock. The chest clicked open. Inside, there was a thick envelope. She carefully pulled it out and saw her grandmother's handwriting on the front. For Sarah, when the time is right. With trembling hands, Sarah opened the envelope and unfolded a letter. Her grandmother's voice seemed to leap from the page as she read aloud, "My dear Sarah, if you are reading this, then I know you've found the key. This chest holds the answers to our family's greatest secret. You must follow the path I have set before you. The treasure is not of gold, but something far more precious. The truth about our heritage and the legacy that has been hidden for generations. Trust in the key, and it will guide you. Remember, sometimes the greatest adventures come when you least expect them." Sarah sat back on her heels, stunned. The letter had a sense of mystery and urgency to it, but it didn't explain much about what exactly she was supposed to do next. The idea of a family secret hidden for generations sparked both excitement and uncertainty within her. She closed the chest and left the shed, her mind racing. What could the treasure be? And where would this journey take her? She didn't have all the answers yet, but Sarah knew one thing. She couldn't ignore the call to discover the truth. As she looked up at the old house, she felt as if a new chapter in her life was about to begin. The key had unlocked more than just a chest. It had opened the door to something greater, a journey she was now ready to embrace, no matter where it would lead.